Hello guys, Navneet here, back with another fragrance review. In today's video, we have a fragrance with us, and this fragrance comes from Lattafa. Lattafa का काम नहीं है alone. This fragrance is actually from the abiyedh creations. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. abiyedh creations में आपने leather और Poudree दो को देखा होगा. ये I Am White series में fall करता है. So I Am White Poudree इसका पूरा नाम है इस fragrance का. And I've been using this fragrance for a while. And in today's video, we'll be looking at a detailed review of this fragrance after this. Bottle of the fragrance, if you want to look at it, and the bottle of the fragrance looks very plush, very premium. It is well calibrated, very heavy. If you look at the cap very closely, you will see the resemblance to Club de Nuit Intense, and Club de Nuit Intense के सारे caps ऐसे ही होते हैं. And the recent series they have launched, I think the cap is much more similar to that. And apart from that, the atomizer and all of that is very good, very premium. I like the packaging which Lattafa goes for. They put a lot of effort into all the designing part of the packaging. So it looks kind of very appealing, looks kind of very aesthetic. At the same time, they are very cost effective. Overall, the bottle design very well puts the fragrance together. It basically makes the fragrance feel more sophisticated. It is actually sophisticated and it feels that premium plush in it. So काफी एक अच्छा bottle है, and that was about the bottle. Let's move on to the scent profile of the fragrance. The scent profile of the fragrance is very similar to the original flanker of Narciso Rodriguez, and it reminds you of the Poudree version of Narciso Rodriguez. काफी एक ज़्यादा similar note है इस fragrance में. The start is very similar to the fragrance. It has that same accords of jasmine. So like आपको Poudree blend मिलेगा starting में, and the Poudree blend is basically because of jasmine. You get complementary notes of rose as well. So काफी एक beautiful rose jasmine का concoction है starting में. Since it is a feminine fragrance, this has to be more towards the floral touch. So काफी एक floral touch है, and nonetheless, I feel this fragrance is actually one of the fragrances which has a heavy rush of orange blossom in the start as well. So you won't be disappointed with the start of the fragrance. Start of the fragrance feels very premium, very plush. As I already told, this fragrance is a sophisticated version of fragrances. So fragrances में अगर आप कोई sophisticated, sensual, intimate fragrance को, if you're looking out for all these kind of fragrances, then this is the fragrance you can definitely go for. And that was about the scent profile of the fragrance. Scent profile is very similar. If talking to the closest to the original fragrance, I think that this beats the fragrance around 90 to 95% similar to the original flanker. And apart from that, I think that this fragrance would actually be a good bang for a buck kind of product, because it is 1/20th of the price of the original. So what you basically get is at 1/20th of the price, you get the same smell, the same scent profile, the same textures, the same warm, rich feeling from this fragrance. And that was about the scent profile. Let's move on to the longevity. The beauty of abiyedh Poudree is impressive. It gives you a longevity of 8 hours. Projection is decent. एक अच्छा projection है इस fragrance का. It projects around 7 to 8 feet at the start. It lasts for a good 8 hours on my skin, and after 8 hours, I can still feel that it's still close to the skin, so you can still smell it even after 8 hours. So that is the kind of fragrance Poudree is. So what I love about this fragrance, this is a perfect fragrance if you want to get one fragrance for the morning as well as for the night. So evening wear हो गया, आपका party हो गया, आपके ऑफिस में हो गया, ये सारे occasions के लिए you can go for single fragrance. That would be Lattafa Poudree. Yes, was basically made keeping in mind that this will last in the colder weathers. So colder weathers में ज़्यादा अच्छा perform करता है. Nonetheless, you can use it for summers. It is not a bad choice after all. It is a good fragrance, and not only is it a good fragrance, it is a very good product if you're looking for something not very expensive. In terms of occasion, I think that Poudree is a fragrance which you could typically wear to an evening date, let's say, or to a dinner, a proper dinner. अगर आप dinner के लिए जा रहे हो, this fragrance will actually leave a good impression. At the same time, keep in mind, don't overuse this fragrance. This can be overpowering. काफी ज़्यादा sweetness भी, it becomes much more difficult for the other person to breathe. So keep that in mind. Try to apply it moderately. 5 sprays is what I recommend for this fragrance at max. If you don't like floral fragrances, avoid this fragrance. And if you don't like fragrances which have a heavy rush of jasmine, a heavy note of rose, so rose or jasmine जैसे floral notes अगर आप दूर रहना चाहते हो, then this is not a fragrance for you. Avoid this. Same time, if you don't want a very sweet fragrance, अगर आपको एक light, fresh fragrance चाहिए for summers, this is again not a fragrance for you. Nonetheless, it is a well-crafted fragrance, and if you want to try a new fragrance in the market, this could be actually a good fragrance if you want to keep it in your collection. कभी ना कभी आपको ये ज़रूर काम आएगा. So if you're giving this fragrance a try, what I would recommend you is try to buy it from an authentic seller. There are a lot of sellers in India who do not sell you the authentic version of these fragrances. They'll just refill these bottles, because basically all of the Lattafa fragrance comes from the United Arab Emirates. So keep that in mind, first things. And the last thing is, try to use this fragrance moderately, as I already said before. 5 sprays at max, उससे ज़्यादा मत करना. It will become very, very, very difficult for you to breathe. I hope you find this useful, and if you did, do subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up to this video, and do share it with your friends as much as possible. With that being said, signing off Navneet, I hope all of you have a good day ahead.